How are you, Matinecock District? This is Jim Maltese, one of your Assistant Roundtable Commissioners. Today we're going to go a little bit deeper into some of the functionality of the Zoom web conferencing platform. There are a lot of different web conferencing platforms out there. I see a lot of people using Zoom, so we'll go into the nuts and bolts of this platform, but like I said, a lot of them have very, very similar functionalities. So the most important, we'll start off with the virtual backgrounds. As you can see, I am in, I believe it's an F-16, which is pretty cool. But a lot of your scouts are going to have a lot of nifty and funny backgrounds. So as a leader, if you want to spice things up or just go for a gag, this is how you do it. To the right of your video button, there's an up arrow or a caret. Once you click that, you can go to choose virtual background and then pick whatever you want. If we have any Office fans out there. So you can have whatever background you want. This can be very helpful if you have a messy room or if you have other people going behind you. This can help prevent them from being inadvertently captured on the camera. The other thing I want you to know is about this participants panel. So here is where we have a lot of functionality per guest. Once you are the host, you are the master of the meeting. You can do anything you want in the meeting simply by clicking on one of the guests. I have my phone dialed in over here. You can see it. And if you go to the more, now we have a lot of different options. If you wanted to stop their video, if someone is doing something inappropriate that you want to mute their video, you can do that. You can also make another leader, a host, or a co-host. There can only be one host per meeting. If you wanted to transfer those privileges, or a co-host can help the person running the meeting with muting other participants or stopping their video or just kind of help you out in running the meeting. This can be extraordinarily powerful, especially in a crazy scout environment where you have a lot of different things going on. You can put someone back into the waiting room to let them cool off for a second, or you can remove them. Once removed, they cannot come back in as long as you have your settings set appropriately. So these are all very, very important options that you can get to from, again, the participant panel. The other thing you can do is mute their video or their audio right away. You can unmute everyone. You can mute everyone from this panel down here. Okay, you can also, there's some voting stuff, but the key thing is if you wanted to share your responsibilities or get more control over individual participants, or the all popular mute all button here. This is if the meeting is getting unruly and you only want there to be one speaker. This is the virtual signs up. Another very powerful tool of web conferencing is the ability to share your screen. So if you have a presentation or you want to show a website or collaborate on some type of document, you can do that. Here, if we wanted to share a PowerPoint presentation, you press the share screen button and now you have a lot of different options. You can share an entire desktop. I happen to have 3 screens in my office, which comes in very handy. You can only share one screen at a time. You can pick the entire screen, so anything shown on the screen will be shown to the far end, or you can pick individual apps if you only wanted them to see what was going on. The other thing you can do is have a whiteboard in case you wanted to draw, play tic-tac-toe or hangman or something like that. All of these can be very fun tools for Cub Scouts or really Scouts BSA as well. Once you select the screen or the app that you want to share, you have the share button to confirm it. And now it'll show it. This is a PowerPoint presentation that I put together for the Lions that just went through some basic first aid. They had a very good time with it. The other great resource is JeopardyLabs.com, where you can build different Jeopardy games. And for online virtual meetings, this comes in extraordinarily handy. You can get some den or patrol, friendly competition going and really have a good time. These are 2 colors that represent Cub Scouts. What is blue and gold? What are blue and gold? So you can have a lot of fun here. When you're ready to stop sharing, you can hit the stop share button. The other thing you can do is pause sharing, and this would let you change screens. It'll be a static image of the last thing you share. So once you stop sharing, you can go back, and it's important to keep it dynamic. There are certain times in the meeting where you're going to want to focus on someone's face. Other times you're going to want to have fun with the presentation. So don't be nervous about starting and stopping the share. It really adds to the dynamic nature of the meeting. Another powerful tool of Zoom that can really enhance your meetings is Breakout Rooms. This is where we can be meeting as a unit or a pack or a troop or whatever, a very large unit. And when you have, 30 or 50 kids, youth on line at the same time, it can be very difficult for them to interact with one another. There's just simply too many windows, too many voices going at the same time. With Breakout Rooms, you can chunk up that large number into much smaller groups. So pressing the Breakout Room button, here we can split up the larger meeting into as many meetings as you want. I only have one participant right now, so it'll be a sample. But let's say we had 4 patrols or 4 dens that we want to create rooms for. Once you pick the number, you can create the rooms. And now these are your different rooms, and we can call them lions, tigers. We can hover over the next one, and this will be our wolves. This will be our bears, and this will be our weeblos. Now, the important thing to note with breakout rooms is you still need to follow YPT criteria. There has to be a leader in each breakout room just to make sure everything is still being appropriate and the scouts are having fun. Once you do this, now I can move the individual scouts into their dens or their patrols very simply. You can move them back and forth with the click of a mouse. It's very straightforward. And then you open all rooms. And now, I don't know if you can see, okay, each participant is going to get a message telling them that a room is started for them. Would they like to join? So they can hit the join, and now all of a sudden they are brought into their small group environment. And that's where, when you have 4 or 6 scouts, now they can have some really dynamic conversation. You can do den or patrol specific presentations or communications or what have you. As the host, you have the ability to join all the different breakout rooms whenever you want. So would you like to join the Weeblos breakout room? Yes, and it'll bring you into the breakout room for the Weeblos. To go back, you leave the breakout room as the host. This is the only person who could do it is the host. Now we're back to the main session, and to get back into the breakout rooms, we can join another one. And this is how it's essentially walking around the meeting. When you are ready to close the breakout rooms, you have the ability to broadcast a message saying, we will be reconvening in about 5 minutes. This gets sent out to everyone in the breakout rooms. And once you're ready to have everyone back in, close all rooms. All the breakout rooms will have about 1 minute to just close their conversations and get ready to come back. And then you can have another large meeting, you can have the next segment, or you can move to close the meeting. So breakout rooms can really add a lot of depth to your large group meeting. The other thing to consider is just good web conferencing, I guess, parameters. So right now I just have my office lights on in the room. I'm going to add a very inexpensive webcam light right now, which you can see adds a little bit of brightness to my face, but it still creates some light. So I'm gonna start the other light as well. And now I basically have 2 LED lights, where am I? on these two sides of my face, and it just tries to get rid of enough shadows. And so if you're going to be doing a lot of web conferencing, investing in some inexpensive LED lights can go a long way. It can make your just face brighter, less shadows, and give you a better quality picture to the far end. The other thing to consider is your microphones. I am talking to you on a Logitech C920 microphone, C920 webcam, which happens to have microphones built in. I like it because it's all right, the sound quality is all right, and I can talk to you without wearing a headset.
Now, if you're in a room that is very live, where you have a lot of hard reflective surfaces, it might get difficult to have good audio quality. And so this is where you can help other people or ask other people how they're doing. If you hear someone who could benefit from using a headset microphone like I have on right here, let them know. You know, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to really test their audio. And so the only way they can do it is from feedback from other people. So the headset quality, it's very close to your mouth, so you can get very high quality audio for not very much money. And the nice thing is, no matter what environment you're in, you can have good quality sound and good quality microphone to kind of enhance the web conference that you're on. So camera microphones work, laptop microphones work fine, but if you have the opportunity or if you're going to be giving a presentation, it might be beneficial for your viewers to have a higher quality headset microphone just so they can hear you without having to strain or interpret what you're saying because there's too many early reflections going on in the audio that you're broadcasting. Okay, so just another option.
All right, Matinecock District. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you can see that the Zoom platform can be a lot of fun, keep your meetings dynamic, and really I encourage you to just try to play with any of these tools. The interface for Zoom has meant that you should be able to stumble through it. There's no really instruction manual, although there are plenty of YouTube videos out there. Zoom does a great job of getting that information out to their users. But I'd like to encourage you to really get familiar with the participant controls. I think you should definitely be sharing content. I think it can add a very refined and effective element to your program meetings. And really get to use those breakout rooms at the higher level meetings. For patrol and den meetings that take place on Zoom, you don't need it because that's a small group. But if you wanted to give maybe some leaders who are having some difficulties with some of this technology an opportunity to get their small group together, breakout rooms give you that incredibly well. And again, it just adds another layer, another opportunity for your large unit meetings. And like I said, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. And I hope to see you in person soon. Be safe, stay scouting, and stay healthy. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.